Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Bodacious Rant with Bird and Rye. Our fellow ranters and stuff, it's great to have you guys on again. Even though you're not here with us, we feel you in spirit. We're talking some more Marvel stuff. You know, we haven't talked, because I know we talked about Black Panther recently, so this time it was quite a joyous episode, little short film, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which James Gunn, of course, did, and man, like you said, Bern, he is having a hell of a year. In our off recording conversations, he had this, he had Peacemaker. I don't know what else he's done this year, but that's already good enough.
I mean, he's gonna be the head of the new DC films, sector of the Warner Brothers. So he's got the whole DC universe in the future ahead of him. So that's insane.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers. He's gonna be the DC's Kevin Feige, which he'll finally bring it all together and have a more unified vision of DC. Because it took me a while to get around the multiverse thing, but in the end, it's just a lot. It's way too much to juggle or keep fans interested in this stuff because Marvel has dominated that. But that's a conversation for another time. So we're going to just talk about our non-spoiler thoughts so far, guys, but we'll let you know when we are talking spoilers. So this is just a little 40-minute short film or something on Disney Plus where, Mantis and Drax, this is mostly their adventure, and they're trying to bring Christmas to Peter because he's feeling down about Gamora from Endgame and all this stuff. So, yeah, needless to say, we are in the Christmas season now that Thanksgiving has ended, which I hope everybody had a great one. Hope everybody didn't go too crazy on Black Friday, just with all the money and the traffic and the people and the murder and the heels and the shoes. There's a lot. I'm very traumatized by Black Friday.
And the Walmart parking lots, everything is just bad. All bad.
It is. But, and again, Palm Clementoff and Dave Bautista, they just know how to work together so beautifully. They're such a great pairing in Marvel that I just feel joy when I see them together because they're such fools, and it's like they're those two like best friends that just have the dumbest adventures together. I can't really think of another duo right now, but it'll hit me later. Either way, what did you think of this, Bern?
I mean, just like how Werewolf by Night was a fun special for the Halloween season, the spooky season and all that. This one is very much that, but for, like you said, the Christmas season. And as you mentioned, Drax and Mantis are at the focal point of this special as we're tracking their adventures, trying to bring Christmas cheer to Peter, and the way they go about it is just absolutely insane and just perfect Guardians of the Galaxy zaniness. So it was a lot of fun. Like, it was very just like a lot of other James Gunn stuff. It was hilarious. It was insane, but there's such great heart at the center of it, and that being centered around the whole idea of Christmas and what that means to people who celebrate it and Peter, who they're trying to cheer up with Christmas cheer. It's a lot of fun, and I think anybody who's a fan of the Marvel stuff, and in particular the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, is gonna have a great time with this 40-minute special that you come in, have a great time, get into the Christmas spirit, and then you're out, you're in and out. It's over, it's done quick. You get your laughs, and you get to spend time with these characters who are a lot of fun. And especially for something low stakes like this, their comedy and their characters, they really get to shine. So, James Gunn is great. You and I talked about like how his comedic sensibilities really speak to us. So I was laughing my ass off throughout the entire 40-minute special. And this was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I was going to like this short, but this was definitely on point. And if you like James Gunn humor, which I feel like is so hit and miss with fandoms now, because I saw like tweets about how Peacemaker wasn't funny and all this stuff. I'm like, God damn, nerds have no sense of humor anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. And these are probably some of the same fans that like Deadpool, which I'm like, so you're fine with that, but you're not okay with anything else. Like, cool, I'll make note of that, you weirdos. But this was hilarious. It was very heartfelt. And the whole cast knew, especially like Chris Pratt, Bradley Cooper, everybody, they knew the assignment and they did it well. And I feel like growing in my older age, I become more of a sucker for Christmas movies. Good ones, though. I'm not going to watch, like, random stuff, like Hallmark stuff or...
I was going to say,
I'm
is the Hallmark Channel your go-to spot now?
Fuck that. I'm not a Hallmark person. Never will be a Hallmark person. But, like, I like watching my Christmas movies more, like the Santa Clauses, the Home Alones, Jingle All the Way. I kind of find myself like that. I rewatched Harold and Kumar Christmas, which was just... hilarious as always. I forgot how funny that movie was, but this one I'm gonna give I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I was about to give it 5. I'm like, it's. I mean, am I gonna rewatch it? Probably not. Maybe later for Christmas, but it's definitely a great episode for the season. A great like little short film, and it's always great seeing these Marvel characters outside of the main storyline, just to see like what else they're doing in their lives. So I thought it was very joyous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 as well for those exact same reasons. You know, like it's like I said, it's fun, it's breezy, it gets you in that holiday spirit. Also, you know, we get to interact with these characters in something that's relatively low stakes. You know, like it's sort of like a slice of life type thing where in the movies we don't get time, you know, to like spend time with them and it's sort of like day-to-day things, maybe in the TV shows a little bit more so than the movies, but not really as much there either. So yeah, just you get it like a little small adventure, a lot of fun, good laughs, and surprisingly a good amount of things that will influence, I guess, the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I'll say there's some things that they stuck in here that's surprisingly sort of huge and relevant, some sort of like some reveals that I don't want to mention here in our non-spoiler section, but it feels almost like they made it like mandatory viewing because I assume they're going to reference the things that happen in this holiday special in the next Guardians movie or in Marvel movies going forward. So that's pretty cool that it has like a little bit of a bigger impact in some sense, not think like too insane, but like if you miss it, you're like, oh wait, like it might feel left out. I don't know, I guess we'll see when the next Guardians movie come out, but as a cool little holiday special, right before the holiday season, a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Very well said, Bern. So now we are going to do our spoilers, guys. So if you haven't watched this quite yet, this is the time to cut off. So we're going to get started. Come on back. And of course, please, guys, I forgot to say this at the beginning, give us a like, ring the bell so you can stay up to date with notifications, and subscribe. We appreciate the support as always. So let's get started with the spoilers. One of the biggest things that caught me was like they own Nowhere now, which, I mean, in the comics they kind of already did, but it's just I didn't really grasp that just because with the movies and stuff, Nowhere is not as big of a deal as it was in the comics. So that was kind of cool. I like Nebula's just like, now that we own Nowhere, we don't have time for these frivolous things at Christmas. Like, I just love how half of them are just not interested at all because it's a human holiday. And I love their little animated whatchamacallit, like prologue / like flashback with Yondu hating Christmas, saying it's sentiment and all that stuff. It was just like, yeah, that's definitely a Christmas story. Something animated or it wasn't claymation. I'm surprised they didn't go claymation, but probably save on budget. But it was still just they had to have something like that for Christmas.
Yeah, it was like a cool, like, cell shading, like, type animation that I was like, oh, wow. Like, I thought for a split second, I was like, is the whole special going to be like this, animated thing? Like, that would be interesting. But no, it was just, like you said, just those flashbacks. But it is kind of funny that the two blue people in this special were the Grinches, when it came to Christmas. I thought that was kind of like a funny thing.
Yondu didn't know anything about it. Just, I hate Christmas. Like, okay, dude, yeah. Fucking old bat. Like... It was so great, and then just, and I really, I like that they brought in Cosmo because that was a character like when I was doing my research for the first Guardians, I was like, no, where's Cosmo? That dog is a big deal, and I like that they gender swapped it instead of being a boy Russian dog. The voice was Maria Bakalova from Borat 2 and Bodies, and. God damn, that CGI on the dog was fantastic. Like, that was on point.
So good.
Yeah.
Dude, like the CGI characters in the last few James Gunn movies have been incredible. Like, oh my gosh, like, like the CGI in Peacemaker was great. The
Eagerly.
CGI on yeah, Eagly, and then like King Shark and the Suicide Squad, and obviously Rocket is like looks really really good. But yeah, for a split second I was like, wait, did they just like add like face animations to a dog, or is that just like a full on CGI dog? It's like, no, it's a full on CGI dog. And again, like we're introduced to Cosmo in this holiday special. It seems like she's going to play a bigger role, obviously, in Guardians 3, but to have her introduced here in this special is kind of cool. Just like along with the other thing that they now own Nowhere. It seems like after all their adventures and with the Asgardians of the galaxy, a lot of the swindling that went on with them and Thor, that I guess they could afford to buy it off of the collector. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, or the collector was so broke they probably bought it cheap because now they're like fixing it up and stuff.
True.
And I'm glad that
it is a fixer-upper.
Yeah, this is definitely like going to comic book accurate Guardians for the most part. Drax is wearing shirts again, which is like, because that was the thing in the comics, he was hit and miss with them. And then Cosmo is a big deal. She like, I'm gonna say she because Maria Bakalova, but she's supposed to be the one helping them. Like, okay, we need to go this way. You need to go that way. Like, she helps run their missions and stuff like that. She is mission control, like her suit would imply. So I really like that. And again, just like I said in the non-spoiler part, that Drax and Mantis were so great together. And I love when she gets like all her deep voice when she's angry, just like, no, you're the only one who cares about the nuts. It's like, okay, like, Jesus Christ, because that was one of her secrets. She ate all the Zorg nuts in the bowl. She's like, no one knows that. I think you're the only one who cares about it.
Yeah, like, no one else cares about it. Yeah, like they're back and forth, especially like building off of their relationship, and from the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie where they were just at odds with each other. It seems like that playful like banter is back again in full force, and just the idea of two of them going to kidnap Kevin Bacon
Kevin Bacon
to
was
surprise
great.
Star-Lord. It's like, what?
He played that off so great, just being himself, just like, all right, Kyra, like, I'll see you when you get home. This is gonna be the best Christmas ever. And it's just like, oh my god, dude, you're in for a surprise. So I love that their little adventure through Hollywood. People thinking they're part of it, the costumes and stuff. That was cool. The gay bar was hilarious too. Just Drax just, you want to dance with us? And he's just, I think dancing's for pathetic people. It's just, how about a drink? Yes, of course. It's like, all right, 2 tequilas, and they take it from there. It was kind of nice that they didn't really think about that stuff. They just had fun, It was good times had by all. And their load.
Oh, I really like the like when they were all taking the picture. Someone's like, I took a picture with the God of War.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god,
no.
yeah. I'm like, that's not Kratos. Definitely not the same person. But that was funny that they referenced that. What else was great? And then them just getting Kevin was hilarious. Like, he just would not. He wasn't going down without a fight. Like, he instinctively threw down the tree and everything. Like,
He was moving.
He knew how to move. Well, he was footloose, as somebody would say. That's just great. I mean, dumb. But and I think the biggest reveal. How'd you feel about the change that Mantis is Peter's sister?
Yeah, right. Like, what a huge reveal to put again.
How'd you react
in the
to
holiday
it? Were you
special.
like, "Oh shit," or was it just like, "Oh, cool"?
Yeah, I mean, that completely caught me off guard. I had I did not suspect that at all. But that sort of kind of like makes sense of like, okay, yeah, like why Ego kept her around. Not just because of like the whole she can well, she was able to help him sleep with her powers. But like just the fact that that she's like his daughter, it's like, okay, it adds a little bit more to the Ego character, and again just about like how much of a bad like person he was, and like, he just wanted to use his kids for his own gain. And so it adds like some nice like cool little like context to Guardians too, and I'm interested now to go back to it and view it through that, seeing their interactions together and what I can sort of like see. I wonder if they knew at the time if that was like the relationship there. But yeah, what a crazy reveal. I did not expect it at all, but it's kind of cool. I like it. It makes sense. Like Ego got around, so of course, who knows, Star-Lord might have a bunch of other like half siblings out there in the galaxy.
God, or they're the last two. I really like their
Or that,
I
yeah.
really like that aspect of it. It gives it's not just so lonely for for Peter now. Like he actually has a flesh and blood with him, which is nice. A true family member, but um I also just like the reveal with Kevin on Nowhere, like Groot wheels him out and stuff, which Groot got jacked. Like compared to Thor and stuff, it's like, man, you bulked up, kid. Like you're going through a growth spurt a little bit, buddy, which was cool.
Yeah, like we were talking about like just before the recording, like he's like that high school kid that joins the football team and goes to zero period and then just gets jacked. It's like totally different. He went from a scrawny kid to this little muscled up freak.
He's just such a weird looking kid, but he's so great. Like wheel him out and stuff, and I love that Peter automatically caught. Like, okay, why'd you guys kidnap him? This is bad for us, but nobody gets it. Like
For a split. For a split second, I thought he was going to be dead. I was like, oh my god, they put him in this oxygenless box, and then he'd get Kevin Bacon just like passed out or dead. I was like, oh no.
Well, he's just like, guys, I'm going to pass out. There's no air in here. Just, oh my god. He's like, okay, let's open this up. I thought Peter was going to be excited at first, but I'm glad he was like the sane person. Like, wait, this is human trafficking, guys. And the Drax just like, yes. Like, it is. It's like, yes. No, not good. Oh, man, but... that was great, and I like that it just ended on such a very Christmassy note where everybody gets gifts. Kevin Bacon sings a great Christmas song. The best gift was Nebula gifting Rocket Bucky's perfectly Wakandan arm, just Bucky's arm, and just the tears running down his face, like, this is everything I wanted. It's like, and she's just, Merry Christmas. And I like her little trying to dance a little bit, like she's just kind of doing subtle moves.
Yeah, her angry dance.
Karen Gillan, she's such a gem.
It's like, what did she do to Bucky to get that arm? Like, was she able to do the cool Wakandan, thing that, takes it off? Or did she get it out through other means? Like, what happened there?
Or did he give her, an old one? Maybe he has more than one arm. I don't know. I hope he gets a...
He's got a closet full. Labeled for each day of the week.
That could be an old arm. You never know. I hope it is, just because, I don't know. It'd be horrible to have. But, actually, it could play on the Thunderbolts. Maybe he'll go back to maybe like a Winter Soldier kind of arm or something. I don't know. But either way, it's just, that was great. I love Groot's little models of everything that he built for everybody.
Yeah. I like that Kraglin's was of him opening that same gift. That was pretty good.
Having a laugh, just like, oh my god, this is great. And when I'm glad Peter took the news that Mantis is his sister really well. Just like, oh my god, that's the best gift. Basically, yeah, he's like, I'm not alone anymore. That's, I could be without Gamora. I have family now. It's like, oh, there you go. That's what you needed, buddy. And
yeah.
I'm just excited for Guardians 3 more so than I was, just because, again, now they have Nowhere, they have Cosmo. Their new ship, the Bowie, was really cool. I like that little change up. I'm just hoping we still see the classic Guardian suits, kind of like an Endgame with Rocket, and maybe Star-Lord will get his full helmet. I don't know. That's my hope for it.
Yeah, I mean, again, really cool special, and a lot of really great character stuff that hopefully gets picked up and referenced, which I'm sure it will. It's James Gunn, so he's gonna definitely call back to it. But it's a surprising amount of things here, especially that whole brother and sister reveal. It's like, what are they going to do with that story point going forward? And now that Cosmo's part of the group and they own Nowhere, it's like, what does that mean, for the Guardians going forward? But yeah, I'm excited to see how they implement that into the story and how they, either find Gamora, what goes on with Adam Warlock. It's like, what is going to happen? They're setting they subtly set the stage for things to happen in Guardians 3. So, but they did so in the Christmas spirit, and I did like Kevin Bacon's song. I also like the beginning song
by the
too.
Old,
it was really
the old 97s or whatever band they are. Yeah, that was great too. I don't know what Christmas is.
A funny take on Christmas. What is it? Just getting everything wrong. It was so good.
Well, because if you do really think about it, it is pretty an absurd tradition / thing with Santa Claus and all that stuff. If you break it down, it is kind of weird, but it's you know what, that's just the way we do it here. That was, and I love the little post-credit scene. Just they decorated Groot as a tree, like as a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And just, oh, Groot ruined Christmas again. Great. I love Rocket. Just look at the camera like, no, we have to have another special. Like he's like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Which would be great if it's him and Cosmo this time, but. Yeah, I would definitely. I think Disney should definitely do more with these specials. Like, not all the time, but at least one per season. I think would be great. Or like, they could do a 4th of July one. They could do Easter or something. I don't know. Maybe like
Kevin Bacon said Easter, so we'll see what they do with that.
Actually, that could be it. Maybe that was a little Easter egg of like, oh, see you Easter. No pun intended. But and that
like something for Valentine's, St. Patrick's, I don't know, something, they can have a lot of fun with it if they're gonna make these specials like seasonal type things, like because we did have Werewolf by Night and we did have this, 2 very like distinct seasons at the end of the year. So I wonder what they would do with the next one. I don't think they've said what they're planning at all.
No, but I'm all for it, especially with Marvel. If Star Wars wants to get into it, I wouldn't see why not. It's not the first time they've done Star Wars specials. Not with Disney, of course, but back in the day. But of course, guys, for those of you who watched and stuck around with us, what did you guys think of it? We'd love to know in the comments. And now is the season of giving, so we're getting that jolly old season again. Avatar 2 is coming out soon, so
so give us a like, damn it! No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe some positive comments. I don't know. I welcome all of it, really, but. To each their own.
Tell Rye how great his hair is. Just be nice. Be cheerful. Spread peace and joy.
I would like that, yeah. But as always, you're all here. This is all it's worth. Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
I'm trying to cut back the waterworks. Okay, I'm good. Guys, as always, stay bodacious and keep on ranting.
That's right, everybody. Be good, be safe, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.